Kyle Gibson makes his second start of the spring, and the results already have fans storming the gates at Busch Stadium with their torches and pitchforks. This is Locked on Cardinals.
You are Locked on Cardinals, your daily St. Louis Cardinals podcast, part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. I'm JD Hafford, and I'm a national radio sports anchor, born and raised in the Lou, and a lifetime Cardinals fan. And I am your host for Locked on Cardinals, part of the Locked on Podcast Network, covering your team every day. You can follow me on Twitter X at JD Sports Radio. You can follow the podcast at LO_Cardinals. I want to thank those of you who make Locked on Cardinals your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube. If you want the visual aspects of this show, you want to see the championship blue shirt that I'm wearing here today, you can do that. Make sure you come on over to YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment, interact with us, and hit the notification button so you know when new episodes are posted. This is a show serving Cardinal Nation and giving the best fans in baseball all of the info about the birds on the bat. Today's episode brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Now, I want to start things off talking about today's game against the Astros, but a heads up, I'm also going to explain to you what the spring breakout is, in case you're not familiar with that. We've also got some injury updates that pertain to Lars Nootbaar, Tommy Edman, and Sonny Gray, but we've got that going on. Going to talk about the Cardinals prospects who are involved in that inaugural edition of the spring breakout, but let's get into today's game real quick. I know everyone hates hearing this word. I find it annoying as well, but I'm going to say it anyways. Patience. Patience. Now, there's a video and a GIF or a GIF, however you want to say it, that has President of Baseball Operations John Mozeliak repeatedly saying those words over and over and over, where he's like, I would just like a little bit of patience. How about some patience? I would love for the fans to just show us a little bit of patience. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. I laugh at it. You laugh at it. It's fine. He says it a lot, okay? I know he does, and I hate having to say it myself here today, but please, fans, I beg of you, let's be smarter than crucifying John Mozeliak for a move made this offseason after just 5 innings of work in spring training. Let's be smarter than this, okay? I know it's easy to do. It's easy to pile on a guy when he isn't throwing all that well or playing all that well. It's easy to start saying things like, this guy stinks, or I told you so. But come on, everybody. We're only a couple of weeks into spring training here. How are you honestly going to predict how the next 7 months are going to go for a player because of what you've seen in 2 appearances of spring training? Think about it for a second. Now, Kyle Gibson got the start in today's game against the Houston Astros, who had many of their big guns in the lineup. Okay, it wasn't like he was playing the B squad today. Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, Jose Abreu, they were all in the lineup today. And in the first inning, they knocked Gibson around pretty good. Leadoff single by Altuve, single by Alvarez, strikes out Bregman, RBI single by Tucker, RBI double by Abreu, run then scores on a ground out, making it 3-0. Then an RBI single to right, made it 4-0. Before Jeremy Pena flew out to right field. So that's 1 inning, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 strikeout, 20 pitches. The Astros were very, very aggressive in that first inning today, swinging right away. And when they put the ball in play, it found some holes. It certainly did. Not ideal, right? For Kyle Gibson after his first outing. Didn't go all that great either, where the first 2 hitters hit home runs off of him, ended up giving up 3 runs in 2 innings of work. Today, not a great first inning. Now, again, in spring training, we don't know exactly what he was working on in that first inning. Maybe he was only working on 2 pitches, and the Astros were aggressive and were able to barrel those up pretty good. Maybe he wasn't, but it wasn't a great inning. I know that, you know that, and a lot of people were chirping online about it. People love to point out other people's failures. But over the next 2 innings, Kyle Gibson gets the Astros in order. Both innings. 2 strikeouts. And yet, when Kyle Gibson does something good, it's crickets. It's crickets online. Nobody's saying anything about him then. And now this shouldn't be a reflection of the entire fan base. Okay? It's not. I know the people on Twitter and online are kind of scummy. The ones that speak up the most are a little bit scummy. People call them haters. I get it. Not everybody, but I know there's a lot of them out there. I get that. But whatever went wrong in that first inning, whatever were the reasons why Kyle Gibson had a tough time in that first inning, he was able to adjust and look strong the next 2 innings. So you got to give him credit for coming back and looking pretty darn good in those next 2. So how come nobody's pointing out how good he was in those innings and saying, hey, what a great signing Kyle Gibson was? Did you see how he mowed down the Astros in those 2 shutout innings? World Series, here we come. Just doesn't work that way. No, they just see the ugly inning and say, well, he's no good. Season's over. We're screwed. And I have to laugh at it. If you're one of those people that was freaking out after the first inning and you were one of those people that was like, oh, we're in trouble. Season's in trouble. I'm laughing at you. I am. I'm just laughing at you because do you think the Dodgers are second-guessing their signing of Yoshinobu Yamamoto after he got ripped yesterday? 3 innings, 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks against the White Sox. Not the Astros, the White Sox. Are the Dodgers? Are the Dodgers pulling the plug on the season? Is it over? Anybody see that posted anywhere? Do you think the Diamondbacks are ready to call it quits after their top free agent pitching signing, Eduardo Rodriguez, who in 2 starts has made it through 4 innings, has allowed 7 runs on 9 hits, 3 home runs, and has walked 4? Are they done? Are they done? Are they not playing this year either? How about the Cubs? Justin Steele, 2 starts, 5 runs, 4 hits in 6 innings. Their big signing, starting pitcher, Shota Imanaga, 2 and a third inning, 3 runs on 3 hits. Did the Cubs already wave the white flag? Their Cubs white flag that they have? Did they raise that? How about Garrett Cole with the Yankees? He's pretty good. AL Cy Young Award winner. So far this spring, 2 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 strikeout. Sorry, Yankees. Time to pack it up. It's over. Garrett Cole sucks now. See you next year. No. And I know I'm being a sarcastic ass right now. I know that. But I'm just trying to point out how ridiculous it is to freak out over this stuff right now. All right? You just got to relax a little bit. The next 2 innings, he looked really, really good against the same very, very good hitters that the Astros had in the lineup. So let's just take a step back for a second and take a deep breath. Okay? Just calm down. As for the other pitchers today, Matthew Liberatore, 3 shutout innings against the Stros. He allowed 5 hits, punched out 2. Both Keenan Middleton and Andrew Kittredge threw shutout innings, each striking out 1 batter each. John King did have another kind of outing, gave up 2 runs, 1 of them earned, allowed 3 hits in his lone inning of work. Did strike out a pair, I believe, but not great. It's not looking good for John King so far. He's had a rough spring. But if you want to freak out about something that in a good way, I got something for you. Stick around because I witnessed what I deemed a sign from above this morning that predicted something that came true today during the Cardinals game against Houston. Plus, we've got injury updates on Lars Nootbaar, Tommy Edman, and Sonny Gray. This is Locked On Cardinals. Fire TV is your destination for sports, from live games to highlights to in-depth analysis. Fire TV offers amazing viewing experiences with smart TVs, as well as the Fire TV stick that you can plug into your existing TV that provides access to millions of movies and TV episodes, as well as free and live TV. I have recently made the switch to the Fire TV stick. I'm loving it. I did it. My little brother was the one who told me. He's like, dude, you got to get these. They're awesome. So I did. I trusted him. It's working out well. Whether it's opening weekend for baseball or the college basketball tournament, you're going to want to have a Fire TV. Fire TV recently created Fire TV channels to deliver a constant supply of the latest videos from your favorite sports brands, all for free. That includes all of us at Locked On and most of the big pro leagues and college conferences as well. Fire TV channels let you dive into all of the game analysis, highlights, and more to keep up to date on all the latest in the world of sports. We're talking about March Madness coming up, NBA in full swing, obviously. Major League Baseball's coming up. You're going to have a lot of NFL draft stuff on the way here very, very soon, and a whole lot more. So not to mention great news, entertainment, gaming, travel, cooking videos as well. So be sure to check out Fire TV channels on Fire TV and Alexa devices. If you haven't checked out Fire TV channels, you should. Learn more by visiting www.amazon.com/lockedon Fire TV. That's www.amazon.com/lockedon Fire TV. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube and now also available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is available for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. So find Locked On Sports Today right now, available on the free Fire TV channels app. And thank you again for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen every day. If you got comments about anything I'm saying, you can leave them in the comment section, obviously, on YouTube. You can also hit me up on Twitter, X. Feedback always welcome and encouraged. How about we inject a little positivity into today's show? Okay, my sarcasm is over. Let's get into the positive stuff. So this morning, and if you follow me on Twitter, X, you saw me tweet about this. This morning, I'm taking out the garbage, and not one, but two actual cardinal birds just go flying right past me, right past me. And they go right to my right. I was turned this way. So it was to my right. And they both kind of perch up on the shrubbery that we have right there in front of my condo. And I was like, hey, that's got to be a good sign, right? I got two of them. So I took that as a sign that the Cardinals were going to hit not one, but two dingers in today's game. That's what I tweeted out much earlier than when the game started. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. All right. Jordan Walker, Matt Carpenter, both hit their first home runs of the spring in today's game, and both of them off of somebody you've heard of, off of Houston starter Christian Javier, who's a good pitcher, right? For the Astros. The Cardinals still only have 3 home runs this spring. The other one hit by Paul Goldschmidt, who narrowly missed hitting another one today. His ball went just foul, but it was nice to see Walker mashing. If you're on YouTube right now, you're getting to see a photo of the follow through from Walker. Just look at that. Just beautiful. Look at the extension, the power, the balance there. So nice. So it was nice to see Walker get a hold of one line shot over the wall there in left center, while Carpenter's was really fun to see because of the reaction it got from the crowd. It was another, your normal Matt Carpenter type of home run where it was a fly ball to deep right. Might have been a little bit wind aided, but it still got over the wall, still counts. But the reaction from the crowd was really, really cool because he ended up getting, in true Cardinal fashion, the standing ovation from the fans there at Roger Dean, and a deserved ovation for the future Cardinals Hall of Famer, which he's going to get plenty of them when they return to St. Louis when the regular season starts this year. Wilson Contreras had a double off the right center field wall. Alec Burleson had an RBI single and 2 walks. He's now hitting .389 this spring, but the struggles do continue for Dylan Carlson. He whiffed twice, was 0 for 3. He's now just 2 of 18 and is down to a 111 batting average this spring. What has happened to Dylan Carlson? Is it mental? Is it a mental thing? Because he's not one of those guys when I watch him out on the field, looks like first off, doesn't look like he's ever having a good time. Like he's never excited about anything, which is just seems to be his demeanor, whether something good or bad is happening. But at the same time, he just looks like he is just overthinking it, man. You have so much talent in your body. Just go out and play, man. Just go have some fun. Quit thinking so much. Just react. Let your natural ability take over, man. It pains me to watch him struggle the way he has. And, the Cardinals are going to need him. With Tommy Edman banged out, they need a center fielder. Speaking of the outfield, we learned that Lars Nootbaar is working through another goofy injury. He's dealing with rib soreness, or as they're calling it, torso soreness, which I guess is a cooler word than rib. But according to Ali, he's being withheld for precautionary reasons. It's So far, it doesn't appear to be anything serious, but according to John Denton, jammed his elbow into his ribs while trying to make a twisting catch and falling versus the Astros back on Saturday, which is why he's been unavailable this week. And I know that you can't get mad at a guy for injuries. Like, it's part of the game. It's not like Lars Nootbaar is trying to go out there and get hurt and injure himself all the time. But if there is one thing that you can knock about Lars Nootbaar since he's come up to the big leagues, is that dude gets hurt a lot. And I don't know if he dealt with stuff like this when he was a minor league player, but boy, does he get hurt a lot, just nicked up constantly. And it's always like freak accident injuries too. You know, he had the thumb on opening day last year, which set him back. And then he actually had a back injury. Then he had his heel. And then he had the lower body abdomen growing thing, which, you know, if you're a man, you know, that looked very, very painful. But, you know, it's just weird stuff always happening to Lars Nootbaar. And the idea of having Newton left, Edman in center, and Walker and right on most days is kind of hard to do when neither New or Edman can get in the lineup and get on the field. Makes it really, really tough. We did get an update on Tommy Edman, too. He was supposed to continue to play catch today, take T swings from the left side of the plate. Edman was recently shut down after experiencing pain and stiffness in his wrist. Hitting righty apparently has been troublesome for him, according to John Denton. So sounds like he's still quite a ways away from being able to play to me. And I just hope that it's not something where things aren't healing the way they need to and they got to go back into that wrist and do some more cleanup work. Because if that's the case, I don't know if you're going to see Tommy Edman this year. And that scares me because obviously he's a big cog in what goes on with this team as far as how they build their lineup against righties and lefties, and, you know, how versatile he could be playing center and short and second base. Like, that'd be a huge blow if something like that were to happen. So let's hope that's not where we're headed. We also got some Sonny Gray injury news today. He was throwing on flat ground from 60 feet today. And when asked how it went, he said, good. Not earth-shattering news, I know, but it's better than him saying it went bad. And then, I don't know, man, it felt kind of, he said it went good. So, again, they're going to take this slowly. There's no need to rush him. Again, they want him healthy for the long haul this season rather than just the first 2 weeks of the season. So, that's just the way it is. Cardinals will be back on the field tomorrow night. Got a night game tomorrow night against the Nationals. Lance Lynn scheduled to make his spring debut with the team against Josiah Gray for Washington. Up next, we're going to get you a breakdown of what the spring breakout is. If you're not familiar with what the heck's going on, it's something coming up here in about a week, and it's got a lot of the Cardinals prospects involved, so we'll jump into that next on Locked On Cardinals. Football season may be over, but the action on the floor, it is heating up. Whether it's tournament season or the fight for playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year, and you can get in on the excitement with PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. PrizePicks even offers injury insurance. Who else does that? Who else does that for you? PrizePicks got you covered so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you've got a player who ends up exiting the game in the first half and doesn't return in the second, that player projection won't count against you, and the rest of your entry will then stay live. So that's good. They got your back there. They now offer Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this basketball season. They are the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America and the easiest and most exciting way to get in and play DFS. And it's just against you in the numbers. Like, it's not you against other players. It's you against the numbers. And you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get them right, you just watch the winnings roll on in. One of my favorite things about it, I've said this before, how simple it is with PrizePicks. You can make your picks, submit your entry, and do it all in less than 60 seconds. I was doodling today before the game started, before the Cardinals took the field. I was at the gym getting a quick lift in, and there I was on PrizePicks in between sets, getting things set up. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types. That's what makes PrizePicks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. So download the app today and use our code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today. Code LOCKEDONMLB. First deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with PrizePicks. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, guys just like me, plus our national shows covering every single league. Find Locked On Sports Today now, available on the free Fire TV channels app. So the inaugural edition of Spring Breakout is coming up on March 14th through the 17th. And to explain this, basically it's a way for the league to showcase a lot of its young talent. Most of it probably not ready to be at the major league level just yet. There are going to be prospects who will be up in the pros at the start of the season. It will happen. The Cardinals have some. But it's a way to see even more of the young talent that is coming up in all of the organizations around Major League Baseball. It's kind of like the futures game that they have during the All-Star break, but it's like on steroids because it's like a little exhibition tournament, series of 16 exhibition games played between teams comprised of each MLB organization's top prospects. And it features, as far as like the whole landscaping of things, it features hundreds of the top prospects from around the league, highlighted by 71 players from MLB Pipeline's top 100 prospects list and nearly 2/3 of the 900 players on teams' top 30 lists. Now, 5 teams are sending each of their top 10 prospects to this, and that includes the St. Louis Cardinals. The other teams involved with that are Arizona, who are sending each of their top 16. Then you've got the Padres, the Rockies, and the Mariners, all sending their top 10 prospects. The top talent from the Cardinals will face the Marlins Young Stars on March 15th at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, ahead of the 2 MLB clubs squaring off later that night. March 17th, St. Paddy's Day, Cardinals and Astros prospects will face off in Jupiter. So that means you're going to get Mason Wynn, Teen Kentz, Tekoa Roby, Victor Scott II, Thomas Ajayci, last year's first-round pick, Chase Davis, Cooper Jerpy, catcher Leonardo Bernal, outfielder Juan Ben Cho, Gordon Graceffo, Sim Robertson, Cardinals 2023 minor league pitcher of the year, Max Radjic, Michael McGreevy, former first-rounder, Cesar Prieto, who they brought over from Baltimore, top power hitting prospect Josh Baez, and a whole lot more are going to be a part of this. And all 16 games will be held across the Grapefruit and Cactus leagues and will be broadcast through MLB.com, MLB Network, or regional sports networks. Teen Kentz, they interviewed him. He chimed in on the idea of this, saying that he really feels like this is a great idea, putting some of the spotlight on the young guys who are coming up while the big league guys are still here. I feel like it's a great opportunity for guys to make their name known and let the fans know what type of player they are. I feel like it's really a beautiful idea to hold the event during spring training. So, I mean, anytime you could showcase the young talent coming up in the league, yes, grab a hold of that with both hands and watch it blossom. Like watching the futures game during All-Star break, it's nice, but it's like, it's an All-Star game. So guys are in, they're out real quick, and it's just not, you don't really get a chance to see a whole lot of them, where this is going to allow you to watch them play a couple of innings and a couple of different games against other young talent around the league. So you can see how, our top guys here in the Cardinals organization, how they shape up against, the guys with the Marlins and the Astros top prospects coming up. And I think it's fun. I think it's a good idea. Would love to hear your comments on that. What would you tweak about this? If you could change anything, are you excited about it? Also want to hear your comments on, what we started with today's game, the Kyle Gibson stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on freaking out about this? Are you one of those people freaking out? Why are you freaking out if you're one of those people? Just let me know. Would love to hear the comments from you. We are going to try to get in an episode tomorrow. I cannot promise you that. The reason why is tomorrow is the big move day. So I'm moving from one place to a house. And so all day it's going to be back and forth. And I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze one in. We don't have a game until tomorrow night with the Cardinals, so maybe I can sneak one in at the end of that. But barring any breaking news or anything, tomorrow might not be a day for the podcast. We might have to wait until Saturday. I'll get you another one before the week's over with. I'm just saying it might not happen tomorrow, but I'll do my best. Again, thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen every day. If you haven't already, please give us a follow on Twitter, X, at @LO_Cardinals and at JD Sports Radio. Like and subscribe on YouTube and help our channel and love for the Cardinals grow. You are the best fans in baseball for a reason, and I will see you next time on Locked On Cardinals.